Hello, I'm Chanel, and today I'm doing the mid-year tarot tag. So this is a tag I sort of rejigged from the mid-year book freakout tag. I changed some of the prompts and I added some of my own. I've slightly altered it since last year as well, but I think it's just a great way to have a look at my year-to-date practice thus far. I personally prefer to use both new decks that have come into my collection and older decks that I have been using in my current practice. But if you take part, feel free to do whatever you like, guys. But without much further ado, let's take a look at the decks that I've been using this year thus far. Okay, so let's get started. So the first prompt is, which deck have you used the most so far in 2024? So for me, that is is it Witch Cats? I'm pretty sure that's what it's called. Oracle. So these is an indie deck. I edged mine in a purple. They come in a square format, and on the back is the meaning. So I'll just put them this way. They're little squares. They have a beautiful satin cardstock, and I have used this the most because every single week I sort of pick a familiar for the week, and I sit it on my desk in a little wooden, what do you call it? I'll show you. This week's cat. So here we go. We've got just a little thing here. This came with the Ghost Honey Oracle, and that's my cat for the week. And the cat's name is Nixie, and the meaning of this one is lavish abundance. So I have just been using this every single week at the start of the week, and I put it right onto my computer. So while I'm working, I get to stare at a beautiful little kitty, and I feel like that cat's energy is protecting and blessing me for the week, and it's just a really nice practice that I've gotten into. I do have plans to eventually get the Spirit Cats Oracle. It's in my cart. It's just going to be when I feel like spending the money so that I can have a mega deck and have a whole lot of cats to choose from, since I'm using it every single week. Speaking of cats, Bluebell. Sorry guys, Bluebell is extra affectionate today. She wants all of my attention. She doesn't like it when I give attention to other cats, like these little witch cats here, but this was my choice for the first prompt, which is which deck have you used the most this year so far? And that's Witch Cats. The next prompt is a new deck that came into your collection this year. So for me, that I just picked one, and I've picked the Inner Ecology Oracle. So I did not make a box for this one, as you can see, because it's just so small that I just didn't want to. It's so itty bitty, didn't want to use some yarn up for this. So this has beautiful gold edging. Those are the backs. This was also an indie deck. I actually got this on Kickstarter, and I love it. It's beautifully pocket sized. I love the watercolor illustrations. It has a lot of versatility. It goes with a lot of decks. So you do get a keyword on the front, but sometimes I do like to look up the meaning, and the meanings are written really well. It obviously has an ecology theme, so a nature theme. But I was really surprised. So I had low expectations for this, but I loved all my readings with it, and I have really enjoyed working with it. I think it's excellent quality. So the cards are a beautiful matte. It sort of reminds me of the Spacious Tarot in that way. But the white space is also kind of calming for me. But like, as I said, it goes with so many decks, and it's so itty bitty, but it is beautiful, and it's got a beautiful grounded energy to it. And it's a deck I definitely need to work more with this year. I would like to bring it out again, and that is the Inner Ecology Oracle. The next question is the most anticipated deck that was released this year. So a deck that you were really looking forward to that only came out this year. So for me, that is the Gentle Chaos Pocket Oracle. So this is by a creator that I used to follow back when I had Instagram. I first saw this on Krista's channel. This is a mass market deck, but it's got beautiful matte gold edging, and it's on a lovely satin, very thick cardstock. So I was really, really, really looking forward to this one, and it took forever to be released in Australia. It came out in America much quicker. It's got a mixed media aesthetic. I do love the photography the most, though. It's quirky, it's odd, it's a little bit strange and unusual. Even the guidebook as well, the write-ups. But I love the eccentricity of it. It definitely mirrors the creator's energy. And it's a cute little deck. It is, some of the pictures are off-center, which is very frustrating. That is a little annoying, but otherwise I'm really happy with it. It's got like a poetic kind of
energy to it as well, especially some of the write-ups, but I find it fun, and when I want a little bit of almost like trickster energy, I will bring it out. It is Fae-like as well, like maybe impish in a way. And this was the Gentle Chaos Oracle. And then we're going on to the prompt of biggest disappointment. Yep. So I was anticipating this deck so much as well. This is a 3 Black Moons. This was a Kickstarter deck. I don't love the backs. I especially don't love the cardstock. So it is warped in a weird way. It's not even bent. It goes like that. And it's this kind of rose petal, but it's not a rose petal I like very much. So I was absolutely frothing at the mouth to get this. I've always coveted the tarot, but for some reason I just never got it. So when I saw that they were coming out with an oracle deck, I was like, yes, absolutely, because goth sort of dark and sensual pictures of naked women is right up my alley. However, when I got this, I do feel like the black and white and the color pictures don't vibe. I feel like the creator should have just stuck with one of the two and it would have been more cohesive as a deck. It is very shadowy. It is advertised as such, but I wasn't expecting such a shadow-like energy from it. The guidebook is very, very basic, so you just got the meaning there. The borders, I don't love them. You know what I mean? And there's just a bit of a disconnect between us. I don't hate it. It's just because I was so excited for it and I didn't instantly connect or become enamored with it, that's disappointing. And like I said, also the sensory feeling of this is one that I do not enjoy, and that does deter me quite a bit, to be honest. So it is disappointing in that way. I do definitely need to pair this with other decks. There's just not enough on its own. So it is something that I do have to read alongside with something else to further expand and clarify the message for me. But yeah, I didn't fall in love with this as soon as I got it like I was thinking I was. You know, sometimes a deck might have all the components that are right up your alley, but then for some reason just the sum of them doesn't quite connect. And that's the case with this one. I'm not rehoming it though. I am going to continue to work with it, and hopefully we can form some kind of relationship and find some way that it just really works for me. Look, the sensory thing is a big thing that I'm going to have to get over. But yeah, this was my biggest disappointment. But like I said, I'm not rehoming it. I'm giving it another shot, and that is the 3 Black Moons Oracle. And then we have biggest surprise. So this would be the Liminality Oracle by Amelia Leonards. So I'm still making a bag for this one, but it is beautiful. Absolutely stunning box. I'll put this over here. Here's the guidebook. So it's both in French and English. These are the backs of it. I love the foiling and the imagery. I don't love the cardstock and the fact it was unedged. I feel like with the Kickstarter decks, you sort of assume that they're going to have some kind of cool edging. And the cardstock isn't my favorite. It is a sort of glossy, smooth cardstock. But it's a surprise because I didn't really think I was going to absolutely love this. I sort of just thought, yeah, why not? I was just in the mood back then of just purchasing whatever came my way, you know, even if it wasn't super up my alley. Like, this art style isn't really my jam. But then I read with it and was blown away. So this is one of those decks where they get you. They get you with the readings. You're like, oh, hello, okay, was not expecting that, but you are a dark horse. And this was a dark horse deck for me. I was not expecting to love it, but because of the readings that I had with it, one after another, I am now enamored. I'm like, oh, okay, we've got something going on. There's a spark here that I didn't realize was beneath the surface, but now you've got me in your clutches. And it's growing on me because, like I said, like even with the borders, you know, I don't love those, and it's got the dual languages, so it's a bit like messy on the front, but like I said, all it takes is a phenomenal reading and you're like, okay, I'm sold. It doesn't matter. Like, now I love you in spite of all these things that were deterrents before. They no longer matter because you get me and I like our relationship. So yeah, this was a very pleasant surprise. It's sort of giving me that unexpected surprise of the Little Ghost Oracle. It was the same thing. I was sort of assuming it was going to be a frivolous, lighthearted, little playful deck, and then the readings blew me away. So it's that same situation where the deck itself was very unassuming in terms of, oh, I don't think it's going to be that deep, and then we went deep, and now I love it. Like the illustration style has grown on me. I love it. I love the Fae-like energy of the deck as well, and I am absolutely enjoying reveling in my time with it. The nudity was a pleasant addition. Wasn't expecting that, but love it. And yeah, so this was quite surprising, and it's just rocketed up to the top of like the decks that I'm working with at the moment. I just am excited to pull it out and see what it says. And this was the Liminality Oracle. The next prompt is your deck crush. So it's a deck that you're just in love with. And for me, I'm picking the Deathly Flowers Tarot, which is a deck that I made. It's a Persephone themed deck that I made to work with the deity Persephone. And I did a limited color palette, so it's pretty much black, red, and white with pops of green. And I redid all of the suits, so, you know, cups, flowers, and wands, candles. Air are butterflies, and earth is pomegranates. And this is a deck that anytime that I said I want to get guidance from Persephone, I pull it out. But I also, out of all the decks I own, this is the one that I get the most, that gets me the most, that feels like me. I feel like I'm consulting my higher self. I'm speaking to my actual soul. It's a direct line. And if I just want something straightforward, to the point, and look, it's a bit stern, you know, it doesn't sugarcoat things, but I understand it completely. There's no, or I need to clarify that. This is the deck that I go to. It is pretty much my soul deck now, and I love it, and I use it all the time, and it's probably the deck that I love the most. It's the first tarot deck I made as well, so that holds a special place in my heart. And like I said, it's the first time I was working with a deity, and I absolutely adore Persephone, and this aesthetic is definitely very me. So yeah, I'm really proud of it, and I'm really happy with it, and I love working with it. There is never a time that I pull this out that I don't want to play, you know. And it's, well, I'd say it's less play and more getting down to the nitty gritty with this one. And I've always meant to like redo it so that it doesn't have borders. It wasn't meant to have borders, but then I'm like, it's fine. Like it just, I don't, it doesn't bother me anymore. I'm used to it. So, you know, maybe one day I will reprint it so I have a deck without the borders, but I'm fine with it as is. But yes, this is the deck that I absolutely do love the most, and it is the Deathly Flowers Tarot. The next prompt is a favorite tarot card. So this is just a tarot card whose image you absolutely love, or you think just works so well for the meaning of that card. Can be from any deck. So I'm choosing to take it from the Journey Tarot. So I thought I'd pick one of the decks that I got in this year. And my favorite card from this deck is the Death card. I absolutely love it. It is stunning. This deck also has very poetic meanings to the cards, and I'll just read the Death for it. It says, the one who transforms, the transformation of the body, zodiac sign Scorpio. Death, our guide to show us another side. The seeker advances into new circumstances. Phrase, I know I am meant to be wherever I go. Transformations, growth, change. So it's just absolutely beautiful. Obviously, you've got the symbology of the moths, the metamorphosis, the transformation from one, death of something and birth of another, with the universe in the background, that ever-expanding, dying, living, endless thing. And even her outfit is reminiscent of a butterfly and cocoon. And it's just something about it is just so evocative and gorgeous. And I absolutely adore it. So my favorite tarot card from this year depiction is the Death card from the Journey Tarot. I'll also give a little shout out to these two. I think these are also stunning. So the High Priestess with the books and the blue and the moon, gorgeous. And then the Six of Fire. It's not the kind of image you normally would associate with the Six of Wands, but man, if that was my house, I would feel victorious as well. I would feel like I had succeeded, and it's just a very happy sort of sun shining on your face feeling with that one. So these cards also get a special mention. The next prompt is a deck that makes you happy. And for me, I have picked the Anam Chara. So this was an absolute just on a whim purchase. So those are the backs. This is a mass market deck. This one, it's got beautiful copper gold edging. It is a rock pull deck. Even the The guidebook has a linen finish on there. So it's really great quality for a mass market deck. It's got a lovely matte cardstock. I had zero expectations for this. I just got it because it looked fun, and it is fun. It makes me so happy. Look, I don't love the borders and stuff, but the imagery and the feeling of the deck is like a childhood friend. That's what it feels like. These Anam-charas are almost, they're supposed to be soul companions. They do feel like the kind of invisible friends that you would have as a child, the magical companions that you believed in and that only you could see. It has that kind of energy to it, and it's just so loving and sweet and playful and kind. And like I said, it makes me happy. When I was reading with this, I just felt my heart fill up with joy and sunshine. And it's so adorable. It is so cute. Like it's just brimming with, like I said, that absolute innocent exuberance for life, you know, before the jadedness comes into play when you realize what life is really like. It's that state of just imagination and wonder and awe, and everything is magic. And yeah, it's a very happy deck for me. And that's why I picked it, and it is the Anam-chara Oracle. Next question is, what is the most beautiful deck this year? If it comes in before I post this, I will add that footage in, but I have purchased it from the UK, and that can sometimes take weeks and weeks. And that one is the Old Ways Magic Oracle. So I've always coveted this because the artwork is stunning, but it was a 30 card deck and I couldn't justify the price of buying it from the UK in UK pounds for a 30 card deck. And then I found out, thanks to Hidden Grove Tarot, that they increased it to a 50 card deck, and that was an immediate purchase. Just straight to the website, boom, got it. And now I will have it. Hopefully I have it in my hands. If I don't, I'll be putting pictures up above of the deck, but I think it is absolutely beautiful, and I am bewitched by its beauty. So that would be my choice for the most beautiful deck this year. The next question is, what deck do you want by the end of the year or is still waiting on? So for me, that is a Kickstarter deck that I backed last year, and that is the Victorian Fairy Tarot. So this was an out of print deck that I'd always coveted because I absolutely love fairies, and I love the old school fairy tale illustration style to it. It reminded me too of like the Magic Faraway Tree Silky in that series. So I always wanted it, but I was not willing to pay the exorbitant prices of out of print deck for it. And then they relaunched it on Kickstarter. So that was a no-brainer backing for me, and I'm so eager to get it, and it is taking forever. It is taking forever. So hopefully it arrives sometime soon and I get to play with it and see what it's like in person. But that's definitely the deck I do hopefully want by the end of this year. The next question is, which deck hasn't been used yet, but you want to work with it this year? So my choice for that is an oldie but a goodie, and that is the Asteria Oracle. So this is an indie deck. Those are the backs. It's on beautiful matte cardstock, gold edging. It is a smaller card deck. I think there's only 30 something in here, but I made the exception for it because I just really like the style of it. It's very kind of cosmic in its energy, and I just think it's stunning. It's so pretty, and I don't use it a lot, and I would like to use it more. So this is definitely a deck that hopefully I pull out to play. Like I said, normally I prioritize new decks that come in, and if the new decks don't sort of go with this aesthetic, I won't bring it out. But now that all of my pre-orders and purchases from last year will be eventually running out, and I'm now a very low buy person, I think I will definitely end up pulling this out and finding a tarot to go with it and playing it with it together. But I do absolutely want to work with it. I think it's stunning, and I would like to bring it into play. So my choice for a deck that I definitely want to work with this year and haven't yet is the Asteria Oracle. Next prompt is a favorite video that you've made this year. So I'm going to go with the series that I did, and that is the astrology series. So I decided to do a set of videos about what decks I'm going to work with based on the zodiac sign for that month. I started off with Scorpio, so I'm making my way through, and it has been a lot of fun. I am an astrology noob, so I'm not coming across with like any kind of expertise on the subject matter. I'm just doing it for fun, but it has been a lot of fun. I love also learning about the different signs this way, especially if it's a sign that I just don't have any placements with or wasn't familiar with. Oh, bless you, Nova. Sneeze. So it has been a blast. A lot of people are just so kind and comment and say that I did a good job on that particular sign. You know, it's nerve-wracking because I don't know every sign, but I do my best. Hello, darling. So I would say out of the videos I've made, that series is my favorite thus far. And I thought I would finish off this video with a sort of message for everybody at this time. So I've pulled from the Witch Cat's Oracle. So let's take a look at who we've got here. And this is Spark of Inspiration. Meet Aurelia Lightcatcher. When the sky of your mind, submerged in hibernation, restored and oh so very quiet, touches the emptiness of night, Aurelia will make a sudden surprise appearance. She sunders the endless indigo with a riot of colours, a flash of light, a flame of divine inspiration. Open your palms and be ready to catch the sparkling ideas and ride the rush of creativity. Your muse is awakening. Sunrise is near. Empty your mind by meditating, going for a walk, dancing, or taking a shower. A kaleidoscopic explosion of inspiration will soon quicken your step and ignite passion in your heart. So this was the mid-year tarot tag. Feel free to join in. Feel free to add your own prompts, twist the prompts however you like. Just you do you, boo. Until next time, stay wild, star child.